Dear viewers of Africa Logistics Magazine, welcome to Gambia to the Port of Banjul. Today we have an exceptional interview with the CEO of Banjul Port. He's called Ousman Jobarteh. Thanks for welcoming us here today for this interview. So the first question I'm going to ask you, who is Mr. Jobarteh?
My name is Ousman Jobarteh. I studied port and shipping operations at the University of Wales Institute of Science and Technology in Cardiff in 1992, and then I joined the Port Authority since then, and have been worked through the ranks and been appointed the Managing Director in August 2018.
Thank you. What is the place of Banjul Port in West Africa area?
Well, the Port of Banjul is the main entry point for almost 80% of the international trade of the Gambia, and it serves as one of the leading enterprises in the socio-economic development of our country because of the importance the port serves, both in value and in volume terms, for the international commerce of the Gambia. It also serves as a logistics point for a huge West African market, which have a population of more than 250 million and an annual trade valued in excess of $500 billion. So it's a huge potential market for the Gambia Port Authority.
Thank you. What are your realizations since you lead Banjul Port?
Well, we have some challenges as a port in terms of the facility not growing commensurably to match the volume of trade, at least in terms of the increase. So one of the main, objectives that we have been able to realize is to launch a new master plan, which will chart the infrastructure improvement projects of the port for the next 20 years. So this we have done, and it's our development blueprint, and we will be guided by that. Also on a 5-year business plan to show how to strategically rebrand and reposition the port vis-a-vis regional competition within West Africa.
Thank you. Talking about modernizing, they have some international logistic companies like Bolloré, who is settled here, Bolloré and GP Wood, who want to invest to modernize the Banjul port. At what level is this project?
Yes, as I said earlier, we have an infrastructure development blueprint, which we call the master plan. So we'll always be guided by that. And at the level of government, there are some institutional arrangements that need to be in place in terms of the legislation to allow for public-private partnerships, which is the fashion, as it were, nowadays in port infrastructure development. So we're aware about the nature of the game, as it were, in international port financing and port ownership, and Banjul is no exception. But as a government, there's a commitment to go through a transparent process by having the right transaction advisory, and also do a call for proposal, so that at the end of the day, you'll get value for money for the asset, because the port is a public asset and is doing well for government. So the strategic objective now is to invite for strategic partnership, which will go through a transparent process by calling for proposals, and at the end of the day, the private developer that is most responsive to the objectives of the government will be selected, and we'll move ahead with that.
Okay. For several years, staff members from the port of Banjul have been trained in Safe and Pale in Dakar. So how is this partnership doing?
Well, the partnership is growing from strength to strength, as the results are there to manifest. Initially, when we started the cooperation, we've been getting at least a batch of 20 every year. But you've seen now in the past 3 years, we've been having 2 batches of 20 each, meaning more than 40 staff will be sent on that training, which is mostly to do with classroom training and outdoor simulation of all the handling techniques and mechanisms in port operations. And to date, it has served us well, because there's a saying in HR that if you think training is expensive, try ignorance, which means that no amount of training is enough, because people acquire new skills and competencies. Of all the assets that we have as a port, I think the human resource is the most important, because, for example, in physical structures, they never grow in size or shape. A building can only be redone to make new if you scrape and do painting, but it will not change in physical composition. But for people, actually, you take them through some process, you see they actually physically grow and change in terms of their competence and their output. And what it has resulted is in improved performance and productivity. Because people are now aware about the safety concerns, things to do with personal self-protection, protecting the environment, and also improving productivity. So safety and efficiency has really improved, and the relationship with CFMPL is really growing from strength to strength, to the extent that staff look forward to it. Certainly, it's a big source of motivation, and also has a direct impact on productivity.
So the port is very satisfied, and the employees are also satisfied about the training?
Yes, certainly. That's why the numbers keep increasing.
Okay,
yeah.
Very good. How do you see Banjul Port in 10 years?
Well,
what is your vision?
The vision is to reposition the port to serve the huge West African market. And the advantage the port has is also that there's a river that runs right through the country, which divides the country into two. That's the river Gambia, and it enhances the potential of the country to serve the vast hinterland in terms of the degree of penetration. And there's a cardinal rule of thumb in the transport industry that high volume, low value cargo, it's cheaper in terms of cost per ton mile going by a river than by road. So we want to utilize the river to enhance the country's potential to serve as an attractive destination for the wider West African market. So that's really the where we see Banjul heading as a port.
So what are your relationship with Dakar and Tema ports?
We have a biannual action plan that we implement as two sister ports to send staff on training on various areas, ranging from collaboration on common position in the international fora, also technical assistance as it relates to project management, and also staff exchange program and social and cultural events. So the relationship with Port of Dakar is very strong.
And about Tema?
Tema too, likewise, since we are both Anglophone, we also participate at the level of the PUMOCA, which is the Port Management Association of Western Central Africa. And we are pioneers in one of the main projects for PUMOCA, which is called Interport Cooperation. So the Ghana ports and the Port of Banjul are pioneers in the implementation of that objective of the Port Management Association. And the relationship also has been seen to be progressing, because we do the same as we do with Dakar in terms of staff exchange and collaboration at international fora to take a common position.
So thanks. The last question, but not this. What do you think about Africa Logistics Magazine coming here for the first time?
Well, I think it's a good initiative, because nowadays sensitization is very important, because our populations, they have a right of access to information, because it's only through sensitization and public education that people will become aware about the importance of these public assets in the livelihoods of people, because ports are economic operators, and all the work they do has a direct impact on the social living of our societies. So to have a magazine which is, coming to connect the dots, as it were, and enlighten the people more about service provision, goes to strengthen economic performance. And it's also a good medium to sensitize people generally.
So
I encourage
logistics
around
the continent.
Well, certainly, and people like us who not only studied logistics but are in the practice of logistics, because we are in materials handling, and nowadays the concept is door to door in terms of control of the whole value chain. And the weakest link in the chain will determine the fluidity of the cargo flows within the chain. So, I mean, the magazine is coming to at least sensitize people more about the importance of having control of the whole value chain, because nowadays that's where efficiency comes in.
We are at the end of this interview with Mr. Ousman Jobarteh, the CEO of Banjul Port. So dear viewers, we give you another meeting for another interview. Thank you.